2:30 in the morning, and we were supposed to be leaving in about 2.5 hours for the airport. But I've been up for the last 3 hours having to rebook our flight because I got a text from Alaska Airlines saying our flight was canceled because of mechanical problems. So 3 hours later and a few phone calls, we got rebooked direct from Seattle to Frankfurt instead of Boston to Munich. And we arrive in Turkey about an hour before we would have on our original flight. So we're glad it worked out, but I would have rather been sleeping. Yeah, the cats, they weren't happy we were up in the middle of the night, but they'll get over it. All right, time to get some sleep. We finally made it to Turkey, and it was quite the adventure. Our flight from Seattle to Frankfurt was easy and perfect. At Frankfurt, we had an hour and a half to get to our next flight to Antalya. It was supposed to leave at 11:35 local time. So we got there with about 20 minutes to spare, and we waited and waited, and nobody was at the counter. And finally asked somebody else who was there and found out that the flight had been changed to 1:05. So we were relieved that we didn't miss it. 1:05 comes around and the ticket agent shows up, and there was a delay there. So we got on the plane finally at 2 o'clock. They said the plane was late arriving in Frankfurt, so we missed our departure time, and there's so many planes coming and going that there was no other departure times. So after we loaded the plane at 2 o'clock, we sat in the plane out on the tarmac for 2.5 hours. All the passengers were great and laid back and fun, and it was no big deal. but we were very tired because we'd been going about 24 hours at that point with very little sleep. Everybody applauded when the plane finally took off and when it landed in Talia. But we're here, and it's dark when we got here, so we're excited to see what it looks like in the morning in the daylight. More after tomorrow.